All right, going straight across to my colleague Priyank, who is reporting live from Colombo in Sri Lanka.
Came here, they wanted to move towards the residence, private residence of the Prime Minister of the country, Ranil Wickeremesinghe, but the police officials have so far managed to control and stop them. But the big question is that what is going to happen next? Because we are talking about this house, Pankaj. This is the next target of these protesters after, conquering the president's house, after conquering the prime minister's house. This is the next location where you can see, the security personnel are moving inside. All these protesters can stop. श्रीलंका की राजधानी कोलंबो से हम आपको ताजा तस्वीरें दिखा रहे हैं। यहाँ पे स्थिति अब तनावपूर्ण हो गई है। गाल फेस जो प्रोटेस्टर्स का एक मेन लोकेशन था, वहां से लेकर के अब हजारों की तादाद में, हजारों की संख्या में ये सारे प्रदर्शनकारी अब रॉयल कॉलेज की तरफ आ रहे हैं। पीछे की भीड़ अगर आप देखें, हजारों की तादाद में लोग आ रहे हैं। अब से कुछ ही देर पहले हमने देखा टीयर शेल्स फायर हुए हैं। कोशिश की गई कि इन सारे लोगों को रोका जा सके। मुद्दा बहुत सरल है। गोटाबाया राजपक्षा श्रीलंका से भाग चुके हैं और गोटाबाया के भागने के बाद यहाँ का जो कानून है उसके मुताबिक प्रधानमंत्री को अंतरिम रूप से राष्ट्रपति बनाया जा सकता है। अगर रणिल विक्रमसिंघे राष्ट्रपति बनते हैं, इस चीज का ये प्रदर्शनकारी यहाँ पे विरोध कर रहे हैं, जिसको लेकर के गोल फेस से तकरीबन 5 किलोमीटर ये दौड़ते आए हैं। काफी ज्यादा मशक्कत की स्थिति है, साफ तौर से हमें दिख रहा है। What we can clearly see, Pankaj, the police officials are telling us to move to the other side. What we can see that these people want to siege the new location for where there is a deployment which has been done. Ranil Wickeremesinghe, who is supposed to become the new president of the country, is something which these protesters have been not agreeing to. Look at the crowd. Look at the huge crowd which is marching towards the location of the Prime Minister's house. There are only few security personnel, the commandos who are here. But at this juncture, certainly, it's not possible for the police officials also to stop this kind of gathering, the crowd which has marched. Please play out the ground report where we spoke to one of the organizers and what he had to say while these protesters were marching towards this location near the Royal College. So the situation has certainly gone out of control. Gotabaya Rajapaksa has left the country. The protesters are angry that they don't want Ranil Wickeremesinghe to be the new interim president. There is a massive amount of anger which is coming out from the protesters who are right now demanding that Ranil should not become the president of the country. Going back to the visual, Pankaj, just आप तस्वीरों को दिखाएं कैसे हजारों की तादाद में, पंकज अगर आप जूम इन कर सके स्टॉप एंगल से तो हम दिखा सकते हैं अपने दर्शकों को कि किस तरीके से हजारों की तादाद में ये लोग यहाँ पे आ चुके हैं। देखिए तस्वीरों में ये भीड़ अभी खत्म नहीं होने वाली है। ये पूरी सड़क, the whole city, street is filled with all these protesters who have come here demanding resignation of Ranil Wickeremesinghe. The situation can certainly go out of control any moment from now because tear shells have already been fired on them to stop it. But when the police officials saw that the number has escalated so much, they have been trying to convince the protesters not to march inside.
Right, Priyank. Thousands there marching towards the Royal College in Sri Lanka. Protest really spiraling out of control in Sri Lanka. Protesters demanding the resignation of Prime Minister Ranil Wickeremesinghe, who they fear will become the new president, since President Gotabaya Rajapaksa has fled from Sri Lanka. He is currently in Maldives. Protesters, those are those visuals where you can see that public anger really spilling onto the streets. Thousands have gathered yet again in Sri Lanka. The situation continues to be dire in Sri Lanka.
The Sri Lankan police, the para-commandos and these protesters, and someone also threw water bottles on these police officials. It will be very important that whether these police officials can actually look at the force The crowd has just managed to push these police personnel who had formed this human chain. It was a fight in between hundreds of police personnel and those thousands of protesters who have managed to break this human chain. The police officials have somewhat agreed. It appears that the war which was being fought, the tug of war between the police officials and the protesters have gone totally out of control. The police have fallen. The buses are, the water cannon buses are going back. It's being moved back. And this layer of barricade has also been broken away by these angry protesters who were in large number. Look at the visuals. It's a very, unprecedented move by these protesters. Another tear shell being fired. So the police has moved to another location. The moment these protesters are moving here, close to them, more and more tear shells are being fired on them. The police is being pushed away. These protesters are telling not to attack the police buses. Look at them. They are saying not to attack the police buses, but to move ahead. What it appears that there would be a siege to the parliament. They have one of the police personnel who was using and running this water cannon bus has also joined the protest. People are thumping him. Look at this police person. ये वो पुलिस वाले हैं जो इस वाटर कैनन बस को चला रहे थे और इन्हें वहां से हटा दिया गया. एक तरीके से इन्होंने भी इन प्रदर्शनकारियों के सामने अपने घुटने टेक दिए.